What is up, guys? Welcome back to Motivate Her. I started, I guess you can call it like a short series, maybe we'll call it. I don't know. I wanted to kind of get a spin and a take from few males' perspectives of guys, some dope ass gentlemen that I know. Obviously, my husband was one of them, and today I have my friend Ryan on the show, and I met Ryan like four or 5 years ago. It's been a hot minute, yeah. But we met on Instagram where I meet a lot of my friends. But he is an amazing, he's a photographer and he's an artist and he's honestly so many things. But he is beyond talented, and I'm pretty excited to talk to him today. I came up with a bunch of questions. I told him I've been talking about these questions for like ever. I'm like, I have these questions for you. I'm gonna scooch down because I feel like I might be echoing, but either way, it's all good. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
See, I feel like I'm closer here. I'll do that. Boom. Maybe that will sound better. Okay, there you go. It does. Okay, so Ryan, my first question is were you born? So just tell us a little bit about yourself, I guess.
Okay, yeah. I'm a Leo. No, I'm just kidding. I'm originally from Southern California, born and raised. I used to come to Oklahoma almost every summer, so to visit my grandma and do some things with my aunts who were big in the NAACP and all this other stuff. So I got to see travel every summer. Like my mom was like, "Yo, go do something."
There it is, sorry.
She was like, "Go do something. Go leave. Give her on vacation." So the whole summer. So I pretty much grew up in Oklahoma as well. It's my second home. But in 2001, I moved here because my grandma was sick, and I came Labor Day weekend, and we all know what happened after Labor Day weekend.
Right.
So that kind of got me like, I don't want to get on a plane for a little while.
That's crazy.
It was right before 9/11.
I don't blame you.
I was like, I'm not getting on a plane.
He's like, well, guess I'm staying here.
I was like, I'm staying in Oklahoma. I was like, all right, cool. So I just kind of stuck around, kind of a little bit of a transplant, and then my other job, I had a couple of jobs, and I worked for the company named The Buckle, and they got me to Illinois, and I was there for a couple of years. And then, shockingly, we got my lovely wife, Marissa.
Yes, she's
So
amazing.
Marissa and I actually went to high school together.
I love you guys are high school sweethearts.
No, actually, we were friends in high school. We didn't actually date in high school.
Oh,
we
really?
were mutual friends, but we never dated. We only had one class together the entire time we were in high school.
Really?
So I graduated the year before her, but it was ironically strange that we met, how we linked back up. So, her dad's family is from Boley, Oklahoma. So for a lot of people that don't know, Boley, Oklahoma was one of the original black townships.
Really?
In Oklahoma. It was actually, at one point, it was actually the richest black town in Oklahoma.
I did not know that.
Yeah, so it's like her dad's family was here. So back in like 05, her parents decided to retire early. They cashed out in California and sold their houses, and like they moved to Ebony. And so she followed and went to UCO. And I had just moved back from Illinois because they were trying to ship me to like Wisconsin or something crazy, like Appleton, Wisconsin. I was like, dude, I need to go south and west, not north and east. So stop sending me to the snow. So I moved back, and it was also my brother's senior year of high school. So I was like, hey, I want to be there for that. And it just worked out that one of my friends had mentioned her, and this is in the lovely times of MySpace.
Oh, I love MySpace. I miss it.
It's so much. Now you look at social media now, I'm like, God, I miss MySpace.
I know.
So, but yeah, so hit her up and was like, hey, you should hang out. And she was like, what? And then like next thing you know, because one of my friends actually told me, he's like, such and such, Marissa moved to Oklahoma. And I was like, why the hell she moved to Oklahoma? Like,
I say that all the time. Why would people come here on vacation? Like, why?
It's like, cause people used to tell me all the time, like, oh, what got you from California? And I was like, witness protection program. They're like, really? I'm like, no. Like, come on, man. Well, what makes you think I would know that or about to say that? But so we ended up hanging out, and then one thing got to another thing, and next thing you know, we ended up being like, oh, hey, we should date. And then we were engaged for like a short amount of time, and then we've been married now. This year will be 17 years.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy.
Yeah, man. So
Ryan, I don't even know how old you are, but I didn't think that
I'm old.
Yeah.
Ready to start the show. No,
a little bit.
I'm cool with it though.
That's great. Listen, let me tell you, like I tell Brady, I think it looks good. I think it looks
I want this to go white.
right. I think it'd be badass.
I want to go white so bad.
Brady's was doing like a stripe thing different, like that is fucking cool, man.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on there with that or how you did that. He's like, I don't know.
I'm ready to embrace my Sean Connery.
There you go.
Straight white.
Get it. And so that 17 years will, for anybody that doesn't know his wife, she is like literally one of the sweetest, most beautiful people I've ever met. Like, she's like, when I met her, I was like, wow, she's just like, still to this day, I tell Brady, I'm like, we need to like go back up there and go on a double date with him or something. But she is like, that woman is a gem, which I'm not that I'm shocked or surprised, but she's freaking amazing. You guys both are.
She's a life coach. That helps a lot.
Is she really?
Yeah,
That makes all the
coach.
sense in the world.
Yeah.
All the sense in the world. Like her energy is like, you want to be around it all the time.
Oh, that's what she's all day long. So she's a certified life coach. That's why we balance each other out so well.
That is so cool.
And so we keep each other motivated. Because that's, that's like my mindset, her mindset, it just works out. So
I love that. I'm gonna ask you this. So, what does like being in the? I don't want to be cheesy and be like, what does being in the present mean? But like, what does the present, like the time that you have now, like what does that mean to you?
everything. I live in the moment. Like there's no reason for me to ever think that but everything that I've gone through, especially what I've gone through recently. But most of all, I've always been that way. I've always thought about just living in the present, being in the present moment. It's important because tomorrow's never promised. With the way I grew up and the things that I've been experiencing in my life, you never know what's gonna happen.
Right.
So-
That's so true. Well, that was one of my one of my next questions was, especially here recently, how has your life like kind of been different than, I guess you can say that you thought it would be as when you were like younger or a kid.
It's not even close to being what I thought it was gonna be. I mean, growing up, especially I'm an 80s baby, a 90s kid, so so growing up in the 80s in South Central, in LA, Compton, Linwood, Long Beach, that, I mean, you gotta think I grew up and was told that I wasn't gonna see 18.
Yeah.
So growing up with gangbangers and the whole thing, because everybody's like, oh, everybody glorifies it because, the whole NWA thing and blah, blah, blah.
I don't think that, I'm sorry that you had to go through that. I'm sorry that anybody that had to go
It's
through
just the way that, so to me, it's different because people go, oh, that's how it wasn't like that. That was a known life for us. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just the way it is. So, but we were told that we were going to be in jail by 18, dead by 21. So, like, my 21st birthday, I was like, cool. From there on out, I was like, I don't even care about my birthday. Like, I literally was like, every day, I'm blessed every day. Every day I wake up and I have air in my lungs. I'm like, hey, I'm extremely blessed. And I take advantage of that. Sometimes I'm not lazy, but I'm grateful. I'm extremely grateful for everybody else.
I try to go on that some days, but man, some days it's hard.
Oh yeah, I mean we're human, so you're gonna have those tough days. No one tells you you're not infallible, so what I'm saying, you're gonna have hard days.
If you had intro music, what song would it be?
Ooh, that's a good one.
I know.
3. I'll narrow it down to 3.
Okay.
I'll narrow it down to 3. 1, because I'm such an eclectic individual.
You
and
are.
I recently just talked about this, so it's kind of funny that you said it. 1 is Cult of Personality by Living Color.
That song.
So as a little black kid growing up in Linwood, my mom was super eclectic when it came to music. So I got to see all kinds of cool stuff. And like I thought it was the coolest thing in the world to see a black band when I was little. To see a black rock band. I thought that was the coolest thing in the world.
Oh,
And it also, it just happens to be one of the dopest songs of all time.
right.
So
You're like, it's just like literally one of the best songs.
doesn't
that
who
you're just
doesn't really like
arguing.
this? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like who doesn't like that song?
Right.
But that one, is All Right by Kendrick Lamar. That is an instant feel good song for me.
Me too.
Because that is just motivational as hell. And last one will probably be a combination of anything, probably Kid Cudi. So,
Me some Kid Cudi.
so it's kind of in between there, but
Those are good intro songs.
any of those are definitely my vibe.
I am
So.
here for it. Have you ever? Some of these might sound cliche and cheesy, but I like them, and you are very motivational and inspirational person to not just me, but I feel like to a lot of people, especially in the realm of creators, but not just creators, but artists, like, and not just in Oklahoma City, which is where he lives, but I mean, I live in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and like you really made a name for yourself. I feel like you are way too modest, and sometimes kind of like Brady when it comes to that. Like, you guys just need to stop being so, however you are, but you're seriously, like, you are, like, your work speaks for itself.
I'm trying to stay humble.
I know, and I really feel that that's why it's just like, I don't know, maybe you're just like, it is what it is, I do what I do, and I'm like, yeah, but you do a lot. It's, if you guys do not know, which again, most people watching this, I promise you already know who Ryan Terrell is and who the B-side is in Lionheart Images, but if you don't, tell them, before I forget, tell them where they can follow your stuff at.
Oh man, kind of just broke it down. Mainly Instagram, anything else, but if you look at my website, now that my website's up, Lion website's up, but it's lionheartimages.info is my website.
Lionheartimages.info, and that's probably all your.
It has everything on there, so, and it's going to continue to build and be a platform to show more information.
That
So,
you guys follow it. What is one event that you wish you could relive and why?
Probably, I don't know, cause see, I don't have any regrets. It's kind of tricky. I don't have any regrets.
I mean, I think that's a good way to live.
You know, because I think every moment that happens to me, like good, bad, or indifferent, is a learning experience.
Yeah.
I've learned and got some takeaways. And then it's kind of crazy because, ironically, most of my biggest, happiest moments are some of the things that are around it were some of the roughest, toughest times of my life. So it's like I choose, like I try to tell people all the time, like choosing to be positive and to be motivated, not even just motivated, but choosing to be a positive mindset, it's a choice.
Yeah, it is a choice.
I'm a half glass full kind of guy. So like my mom, like seeing my mom a week before she passed was like crazy because we reconnected, because that's a whole other story, but you know, but everything around it, like my graduation was kind of tainted, like both graduations were tainted.
Yeah.
From college and from high school. Like my wedding, half my family wasn't there because they just aren't connected with me. So he's like, you know what I'm saying? So it was like, it was really rough, you know what I mean? But
Yeah, I see what you're
so even like, hell, even the studio, like even now, like the studio we're in now, like I was like, oh sweet. I found out that this is like, I found out the same week that I found out I got the studio space, I found out that I got cancer. So it was like, what in the world? Like nothing's ever easy. But
I'm not laughing at that.
I know, but it's a funny how, I laugh at it, but it's a funny how moment that makes me, it's the funniest things are the greatest tragedies. I mean, I completely
That's so
believe that.
poetic and so true.
It's so true. It's a God honest truth. Everything that is so blessed, I'm so blessed to be able to see and do and experience. A lot of it is traumatic. It's traumatic and something wrapped around. I'm like, I even was literally just joking with my doctor. I was like, I can't even have cancer, like normal cancer. Like, I had to like have like I had a rare version of kidney cancer. So it was like for my age. It was like, what? So now they're like doing studies. It's
So,
trippy.
wait. I didn't know that it was, I knew that you had kidney cancer, but I thought it was like, because I was talking about, was it Brady the other day? Or it was because I was telling somebody that I'm coming up here. It's like, I can't, I'm super stoked to see him. He's like, him and his wife are like literally the coolest people that you'll ever meet in your life. like in your fucking life. So yes, I'm very excited. I haven't seen his new space, and I was telling him like he's been, you know, he's been through some shit, man, but you would never know it because of his attitude and his spirit. And I was telling her, and she was like, "That's crazy." I'm like, "Yeah, but it's like, I don't know, it's just crazy."
That's what I am.
It is. It's just it is the way you are, and I wish I could be like that because I'd be stressing out over. I've gotten a lot better, but like I stress. Sometimes I find myself stressing out over like the smallest shit, and I'm like here lately. Sometimes I'm like, hey, why are you stressing out right now? Like, why are you're just letting like, I guess the moment is in itself a stressful situation, but it's not anything that's gonna require you to just be negative right now. And it's hard, and like I fucked up last night on my kid, but I'm gonna go back to what you said. You got this studio, or you found out you were getting this studio. Was it before or after you found out that you had cancer?
It was literally the week that I found out that I got the studio and I got the date and I was signing the leasing paper. I found out they came back with my biopsy and it was like, "Oh, you have cancer," and I was like, "What?" Like, so rightfully so, everything in my head was like, dude, I literally just signed this big ass lease. I was like, what am I gonna do? Like, I was scared out of my mind. But,
well, you probably didn't know, but you know
yeah.
what was gonna happen. But
oh no, they told me. Like, he told me like it was very matter of fact. It was weird. Like, I was kind of pissed.
Or if you
Like,
don't
dude
want to
called. No, I'll tell you because it's funny. Because I mean, looking back at it, I was kind of pissed. But like, dude called me and was like, "Hey, what are you doing?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm just out shopping." He's like, "You got a second?" I got the results of your biopsy. He was like, "Okay." And he was like, "Oh well, yeah, they came back with your biopsy. It shows that you have cancer." And I'm like, what? And he was like, "Yeah, so we're gonna get you scheduled and da 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 da, and then you're gonna have to get a nephrectomy and you're gonna have to get your kidney taken out." And I'm like, whoa, bro, hold on, slow down. And then like 3 days later, I found out when I asked him, because he finally, my original doctor was not the best doctor in the world.
Yeah.
And I just asked him, I was like, "Hey man, can you tell me what stage I'm in?" Because you kind of skipped that part. And he was like, "Oh, you're in stage 1. I was like, "You might have led with that, bro." Like, I don't even think I'm terminal. I'm about to die. Like,
oh my god.
So like
Some
for 3
people...
days, I was like depressed. I was horrible. It was horrible. So, but I was like, because I didn't know how to take it. And then the process has been interesting because going through therapy at the same time that I was going through, because I was already on the path of trying to get my health ready, get my health better, anyways. So I just like, all right, cool. Just took it on the chin. It was like something I got to do. And I was like, all right, cool. And they kept trying to tell me that I'm like, "Oh, you're gonna need dialysis, and you're gonna need this, and you're gonna need that." And I was like, "No, I'm not." Like, "Oh, I'm telling you, you're gonna need." I'm like, "No, I'm not." And the entire time I've said it. And then just recently, I literally had my first cancer scan, which came back cancer free.
Hell freaking
I was like, hell yeah, y'all better have gotten all of it since you took the kidney. So you better have gotten all of it out. But the doctor, my nephrologist, was like, "Dude," he's like, "you're being able to avoid dialysis. That's amazing. That's impressive."
That's a blessing. It's not really, I don't want to say it's a blessing, but it is, because you, like you said, you're somebody that kind of shit would happen to, and you, like you just believe that strongly in yourself and call him God, whatever, you believe that strongly. You're like, "No, I'm not," and I'll look at you.
And see, and to be honest with you, like, the funniest thing is, some people call it pride, but I'm one of those people who are like, "Yo, tell me I can't do something. Please tell me that." It's like the biggest, I literally walk around with a chip on my shoulder. Because I'm like, "Tell me I can't. I want you to. Because I'm gonna show you." It's called, I do that as spite sometimes. It's kind of spiteful, kind of petty, but I'm like, "Tell me I can't do it. I'm gonna show you." I lost 50 pounds. I got my numbers where I need to get to. I'm still doing great. I'm still not lying. I'm still on dialysis. I'm like, God bless and God willing. But I'm eating the right things. I'm doing what I gotta do. I switched up what I eat. I, learn, study my ass off. Read, advocate. If anybody, advocate
For yourself.
Advocate for yourself.
And your
Do not let your doctors tell you that you can't do something. Ask for second opinions.
Listen, I don't even get me started on the medical field, because we'll be sitting here a while, but I can't stress that to people enough.
But nah, that's the biggest thing. So it's like, to go back to your initial question, like, I can't say there's anything that I'll never really do differently. Because if I had to pick a day though, it's my wedding day. Probably, I'll say my wedding day. Because that literally was like, everything went right that day.
Really?
Even though stuff around it, but it went so fast. But it was just a cool day. Between my wedding day and our engagement party because it's just cool to have my family around like that.
Aww.
So, you know what I'm saying? Those are good moments. So,
Oh yeah, I would want to relive mine too. And I give Brady shit about this all the time, but I would want to go all out, do a much bigger wedding, be like just gigantic. But at the time, that stressed me out for some reason. Like I remember sitting down and we were talking about forks.
Yeah, no, that's crazy.
I was like,
Remember so like that. We ain't doing that. Thank God my wife was like that.
you're right. I was like, I can't do this. I quit.
She definitely wasn't a bridezilla.
No. Okay, so what's the best piece of advice that you've ever received?
Ooh, honestly, it's kind of funny. My grandma, growing up, my grandma told me, two of my grandmas. So, fast forward. I grew up with a family of a ton of women. So like my mom has.
That is not surprising.
Right. My mom has 5 sisters and 1 brother. My dad has 5 sisters and was the only boy.
Oh,
My
wow.
stepmom growing up had 5 sisters and 1 brother. So it is a lot of it. And then come to find out that my father-in-law is the only boy out of like 7 girls in his family.
Oh,
He had
wow.
7 girls in his family. Like, so my wife's family is the same way, very similar. So I grew up with very strong-willed, strong man, you know, women, and to be specific, very strong black women that taught me everything I know. And my uncles helped out, but mainly my aunts.
You're like, we're gonna get
Mainly, I'm not gonna keep it a buck. My dad's a big inspiration for me. But 2 things. One for my grandma. One's tattooed on my arm, which is PGF. That's actually my family creed. We call our family creed our family motto, which is put God first. So we always do that. So we greet each other. We say bye to each other that way. On the phone, if I'm texting, we always tell each other PGF. That's just our way of saying it. That's from my grandma, my dad's mom, and then my mom's mom taught me. The literal best advice she's ever told me was, I used to get picked on a lot when I was little, right? Because I was a chubby kid, and I used to get picked on like crazy and bullied. And my grandma literally looked at me one day, and she seen me. It was like, she told me to keep my head up, and then she told me, she was like, Ryan, they talk bad about Jesus. What makes you think they're not gonna talk bad about you?
Aww.
And she was like, and it wasn't like a bad, like a damn, you know what I'm saying? But
That's
it was the truth. It was such an honest
what?
truth, honest to God truth. That she was like, if they didn't talk, she's like, Ryan, they talk bad about Jesus, so don't take it so personal. So it taught me almost instantaneously to grow thicker skin. Because I was like, well, dang, that's true. Because it was like, if Jesus was, you know, for everybody that's a Christian or believes in Christian faith, you know, perfect.
Yeah.
He can do anything to anybody. So it's like, and I was like, dude, and I to this day keep that in the back of my mind. I keep that in the back of my head. I was like, yo, you gotta have thick skin. And I'm okay with being, like, now recently I kind of converted it and said, I'm okay with being the villain in your story. I'm okay with that.
Right? Well, yeah, because
that way.
your version and their painted version of the villain is not anything. It's not
It's
really
all
a
good.
villain, yeah.
I know the truth, because it's men, what do they say, we always joke about it with, like, men lie, women lie, no men don't.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, cool, you can't lie all you want, but the universe knows the truth, so.
Dude.
I don't even care.
That is so, like, I can't even fathom, and I'm not trying to say like I'm some angel, like I've done my dirty deeds of lying, but it comes back tenfold, and you may not even realize that that's what you're paying for at the time.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But I feel like the people that do, they're like, man, this has got to be karma right now. Maybe, I don't know, maybe it just lessens it, or maybe it makes you really think about before you do it again. You know what I'm saying? And then there's some people that I feel like can literally just go about their whole life sweeping stuff under the rug and sleep peacefully at night. I am starting to figure that out. I'm like, why? How do you sleep?
I know it's very buzzy, but
how do you sleep at night?
That's the definition. That is the class A definition of narcissism. But yeah.
Why is creativity important in your life?
Oh man, it saved my life. It's literally saved my life. I've been an artist my entire life. I've been able to, as growing up where I grew up at, I wasn't very athletic. I come from an athletic family, a lot of athletes in my family, but I'm short. I'm the shortest guy in my family, which is kind of funny. I'm literally the shortest guy in my family. All my cousins are like 6 foot. So even my baby brother is 6 foot.
You and Brady have similarities in that way. Like I don't think he's the shortest, but out of his 3 brothers, he is.
Yeah, I'm the my dad was like close to 6 foot. My mom was 5'1", so
Yeah, his mom's
right
like,
in the middle.
I think his mom's like 4'9".
Yeah, me being like 5'8", 5'7", 5'8". I'm like, all right, cool. But luckily for me, like I just always been an expressive kid, so I always went towards drawing, and never been a writer, but more drawing and painting and sketching. So in my world, I've always wanted to be an artist, and it helps. It literally saved my life. Music and art has saved my life because it's been able to allow me to not rage out and be able to express myself.
I love that. Do you have a bucket list, and if so, what's on it?
I do not have a bucket list.
You don't?
Unfortunately, no. It's kind of.
I mean, honestly, that's kind of good because
I don't have a serious one. It's like things I want to do, but like I have a lot of lists.
give me 2 things that are on it.
So like I literally said like if I had like enough money, I would literally want to go see a sport in every major arena. So baseball, basketball, football, I don't care. We'd be able to like if I had,
Olympics.
Yeah, yo, for real.
Yeah.
Like if I had like the money, like Bezos money, dude, I'd be like, yo, I would fly my friends out like, yo, let's go watch. Let's go to, I don't know, Pittsburgh. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, they're not even playing right now. Who's playing in Pittsburgh? Oh, the Pirates? Cool. Let's go play baseball. Let's go watch baseball. Like, I'm not even a Pittsburgh Pirates fan, but you know what I'm saying?
But to be able to
To be able to
experience
experience it in every major ballpark, every football stadium, every basketball team, because it's just fun to go.
Dude, I never thought about that, and I've heard of people doing little, basically coming up with little maps to go to all like the national parks and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I've never heard of anybody wanting to go to all the national
I
sporting.
I literally had a teacher that said that his retirement goal was to play golf in all 50 states. I was like, that's dope.
That is
bro.
dope. Like that's a goal.
Because everybody always wants to, like, Marissa's like, she's big. Because Marissa's like, oh, I want to travel and I want to do this and I want to do that. And I'm like, that's cool. But there's so much history in my life. Because I'm a history buff. Like, so I was like, there's so many places that are here in the States that I want to go to before I even think about going to Europe or Africa or Japan or something like that.
So I'm also like Marissa. I'm like, I want to go abroad and travel, and now I got my passport. I'm like, can't nobody stop me?
Yeah,
you know, like let's go. But then right in my backyard. There's so many places in states I haven't been to that I'm like, maybe I guess I could, drivable place
Right.
that I can get out and go.
I'm a flyer. I'm like, nah,
Dude,
I like to fly.
If I could fucking fly a plane every day or in a plane for the rest of my life, I would. Because I don't care what people say, you're safer.
It's way different. But nah, I think, but honestly, my bucket goal list though is to literally be established and just noticed for what I did, the contributions I've done in life. So, you know what I'm saying? I want to be able to have people say good things about me when I'm doing, and hopefully impact the world somehow, some way. That's the thing in the end.
Well, that was my last question for you. I mean, I have like one more, but what do you want what legacy would you want to leave behind?
That's it. Literally, leave the earth better than what it was before I got here.
I'm like, these are fantastic answers because then I'm like, was gonna ask you what's something that you want to see change in the world?
Ooh, start replacing apathy with more empathy. We lack empathy right now in the world. It's gone. It's completely gone. There's conversations that I have with people that I love that I'm like, just the simple idea of the lack of empathy they have to understand and knowledge. Like, people don't get it. Like, empathy is not, don't confuse empathy for sympathy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I think a lot of people confuse the two. I can be sympathetic to somebody's situation and not have empathy for them. But I'm giving them, or some people don't have empathy for them. Empathy is literally just trying to understand where they're coming from and walking in their shoes. So I do that with 99% of the stuff that I am giving in information. I don't have to agree with you, but it's my goal as a human being, as a fellow human being, to try to find a common ground to understand where you're coming from, to see it through your lens and through your perspective, so I better understand you and where you're coming from. And that allows you to stop being offended. There's so many people that
That's
get so offended.
spot on.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, there's people that get offended. And I get it because, you know, whether it's other people of other races, age, gender, whatever, like they're just not catching on, they boom, whatever it is, or just shitty people in general. But at the same time, it's like, if there were more people that could be empathetic, just, and not even, it doesn't, I think people hear that and they're like, huh, it really isn't that hard.
no, it really isn't.
Like, just trying to be a little bit more, maybe just listen like a tiny little bit more and
Yeah,
talk a
stop
little
being
bit
less
less.
of a dick.
Yeah, don't be an asshole. You know what I'm
Stop being an
saying?
asshole, dude.
Don't be an asshole. It's really simple, but some people just like to play that field. Okay, I have 2 more questions for you. I'm really glad that you did this. Would you rather lose all your memories or never be able to make new ones?
I'd rather not be able to make them.
Really?
Yeah, because
The ones
those,
you have.
yeah, because those, it's kind of funny you say that because we were talking about the present. Anxiety is nothing more than overthinking the future. That's literally what anxiety is, innocent, in a little, like, in a very, like, broad perspective.
Yeah, no, that
Right.
makes sense.
But anxiety is overthinking of the future, and because you can't control it. Present is where it's supposed to be. That's why it's a present, because you got to see it, right?
Yeah.
That's why you present it as a present. It's like you got to see it, so you got the gift of being able to see another day. That's why it's in the present. The past is literally showing you that you've been able to be alive.
It's like your storybook.
Right. And it's like one of the greatest quotes, I'm paraphrasing, I don't know, but it's literally saying you never really, like, your pulse is just proof that you lived, is that you've been able to live, that you've seen things. So, good, bad, or indifferent, those have marked me, made me, and created who I am. And
I love that.
I'm super proud. I've never, like, I've had, probably because I've had so much loss in my life, like from family and, you know, some friends and stuff. But those people they live through me. I am a legacy child. I get to show everybody who my pops is, who my mom is, who they were, my grandmother, my aunts, my great aunts, who were huge civil rights activists and leaders. I get to be part of that, and I get to show them that, and that I don't take it for granted. You know what I'm saying?
That is such a good answer, Ryan. You're gonna make me tear up. Like that's so, but it's so true though.
But it's the
Like,
truth. Like, we are who we are. I mean, we don't have to come. We're not all cut from silver spoons and money in our families. You know what I'm saying? A lot of us come from. It's what it is. I come from a grateful, a long list of hard-working individuals that just bust that ass. Like, but we were rich in love. We were super rich in love and educated. You know, we learned how to become educated and learn how to be grateful for what we got, and that shows, you know, through my family and who we are. And I'm like, why not? You know what I'm saying?
I absolutely love that. God, you're good at giving these answers. Like that's so true. I just wish more people thought that way, especially about empathy. Like just think about how I don't know. I can't think about it because then I'll get mad because the people.
Oh, trust me, it makes me mad sometimes when I see. I mean, that's why I try to stay on Facebook, man.
Man, some days I'm like, let me get off of here.
I do, because I'll be like, yo, I'm literally like on the verge of like a cuss or somebody says something the wrong thing. I might be like a little tick. I might snap on somebody like, y'all be like, oh, that's what happened.
Let's go.
Oh, that was it. Ryan found that one person. He must have had a day that day.
Okay, my last question for you is: if you could have coffee with one person, dead or alive, or at least 2, who would it be?
Ooh, that's a good one.
I can't ever answer this question because there's too many people.
There are a lot of people. I know I have a long list of questions, and I hope that when I get there, I'm gonna have a lot of questions for God. What were you thinking on that day? What happened?
What really?
What was the real
What's
blueprint?
going
What was the
on?
blueprint on that one? I was like, come on, man. Go on, tell me. I ain't gonna tell nobody. Honestly, one of the coolest people, even growing up, I was a big fan of Prince and Michael Jackson,
Mm-hmm.
but
Yeah.
those that know me know that I'm a big Stevie Wonder fan.
Dude, the older I've gotten especially, I'm like, why have I been sleeping on Stevie Wonder? I love Stevie Wonder. Like, I've been listening to him recently. Like, I was listening to him on the way up here. I'm like, how can you not be in a good mood when you listen to Stevie Wonder?
And I've always wanted to have, it'll be comfortable, but definitely Stevie Wonder would be, I would love to sit down with Stevie Wonder.
I think that'd be a good conversation.
Because I was thinking like the impact that he's made is probably, because I consider him probably one of the greatest composers of our time and musicians. Like, dude's blind, played the drums on Sir Duke. Like, come on, man. Like, how do you do that? Like, that's dope.
Talent.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and just the perspective of being able to say, like, to see how he envisions the world with no sight, to yet to create the art that he made would have been an amazing feat. Just to get that energy.
Oh, hell yeah.
And then the other one, it sounds very cliche, but it's just, because I used to think about this all the time. Back in the day, it was like 3 people in it, like they switched up because like they couldn't find out like 2 out of the 3 people were like massively, like, now looking back at it or where they are currently, they're horrible human beings.
You're like, Brian's like, no.
It's like, oh my God. I was like, dude, like, what? How did you come out to be that person? Like, you're an evil human. Oh my God.
You eat shit for breakfast.
Dude, what? Yeah, eat pieces of shit like you eat breakfast. Another one, probably just because it'd be between 2 people. Rick Rubin.
Dude.
And Pharrell Williams.
Oh, those are good answers. You know why? Rick Rubin, because we're about to go to that fucking 4th of July party.
Shut up, Pharrell.
No, yeah, that's who throws them.
Oh my God,
and
that's
he just sent all their invitations. I'm like, he does like the annual, or it's not 4th of July, it's the annual White Memorial Day party.
Nice.
And like everybody in fucking Hollywood goes, which is, I mean, honestly, that's not why I want to go, but I would want to go. Yes, it is actually, because most people that if I haven't met them, they're gonna be there. And I want to know what the fuck goes on. I want to be a photographer, like hiding in the closets and shit.
Yeah,
I want to know what's going on there.
It just be in the presence of that dude would be so dope.
Who is he?
Rick Rubin?
Mm-hmm.
Rick Rubin is one of the original, he's actually the original producer, one of the original producers of Def Jam music. Him and Russell Simmons actually started Def Jam together out of the college dorm room. So when Russell was like, you know, because Rev Rome was his brother, right? He had run DMC, and he was like, oh, I want to start this label. And he went and got Rick Rubin. If it wasn't for Rick Rubin, we wouldn't have LL Cool J. We wouldn't have the Beastie Boys. We wouldn't have what we did. Like, that dude's a musical genius.
He sounds kind of like, who's the other dude that kind of did the same thing? But he worked with Dr. Dre. I can't think of his name. Short, white dude, always has glasses on. You don't even know what I'm talking about, but they're...
Oh, you talking about Scott Storch?
No.
Because he worked with Dr. Dre. He's the doom guy. He's that guy.
He's Scott Storch is good, but this guy's old. I mean, he goes all back to...
Man. Oh, Jimmy Iovine.
Yes! Yeah. I know, there you go, Jimmy.
Yeah.
Jimmy's
work. I'm tripping. Yeah, Jimmy Iovine.
Yes, so yeah. Jimmy and Rick Rubin, I feel like I always get them confused.
The energy, yeah, so one's bald, the other one has a lot of hair. So yeah, Rick Rubin's like the complete polar opposite of Jimmy Iovine. Jimmy Iovine's like no beard, bald head, glasses. And then Rick Rubin's like mountain man, long hair, balding, like the cul-de-sac type thing.
I would get them confused, but
Rick Rubin, Jimmy Iovine's another one that's extremely influential. There's a lot of people, a lot of musicians that I would love because I love music, but just their introspective thoughts. So like I said, the Pharrells, the Tylers, we're talking about that earlier, the Tyler, the Creators, the will.i.ams, like dude, like his impact on technology that people do not know. Like that dude is, I'll tell you no, he's my friend. He doesn't know this, but he's my friend. He doesn't even know he's my friend. But like T-Pain is like literally like my best friend.
T-Pain and I would be best friends all the time. He's funny.
Yeah, dude is hilarious to me.
I love T-Pain, and I've loved T-Pain since I knew who he was.
It's just it's the things that, of course, Jay, but the things that they've been able to implement into society without having to be like
kind of, not some cheesy way, but kind of just by being their art.
Yeah, just being themselves.
Yeah.
And that's the one thing I constantly take from that. And it's like, that's what we live in the world where we're living in right now. Like, I don't know, you don't even see it, but for those that are out there listening, I have a post that I made about algorithms and all that good stuff, and I can't stand the social media algorithm, figuring it's owned and ran by the same stupid company.
Dude, I can't stand a lot of things, and I hope I don't get in trouble for this, but just Meta in general, they're working on my last, like, I don't know, I just...
Yeah, we're not gonna talk about that.
No, we'll say that for another conversation.
You already know how I feel about that anyways. I was like, come on,
but
man.
I know what you mean.
Stop banning my art.
Seriously,
Knock it off.
like, I don't even, guys, but I know how I feel that way too.
Yeah.
Like, I'm tired of bullshit.
I'm just tired about it. I'm just trying to get back in the zone where we're trying to get back into the analytical world. I mean, at a young age, like I said, I'm old enough to know these things because people don't know because I don't take myself as serious and I don't move like an old guy. But I mean, to answer your question from earlier, I am 42, I'll be 43, right?
That's crazy.
So I've seen some things. I've been in the world. I do remember I am an elder millennial, so I remember the world pre-internet. Like, you know what I'm saying? So like funny thing. So I was in a group, like in a group setting, and we had some older guys, like you're talking like uncles and grandpas, and then like younger guys that are like in their 20s and in a couple high schoolers, and we're having this open discussion, and they were like talking about bullying, and the older were like, well, it's the internet, and blah, 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 why are you so worried about the internet? And I wouldn't back in my day, and I'm like, okay, and so you get some guys my age and in their 30s, and they're like, yeah, I don't care what the internet says, and I'm like, that's because none of y'all grew up with the internet. Your entire identity is not based upon what you've seen in the internet. I'm used to being accosted, like, you know what I'm saying, like,
right?
I'm like, I grew up in an old school way. It's like, yo, you don't say it to my face, I don't respect you. You know what I'm saying?
So many people don't get that.
And so now it's like literally, I literally just had this happen the other day where I went on somebody's post and I defended this person and was going at a troll. And dude sit up there and I was like, bro, trust me, like, this ain't the tree you wanna bark up, bro. Like, what you gonna do? Email me an ass whooping? Cause I don't care what you're saying about me on the internet, bro. And you are one click away from me deleting your entire existence in my brain. You don't exist to me, bro. Right. I don't know you.
People are so quick to get behind the keyboard and just talk shit.
Yeah, thumb thugs are the best. I love them. I'm like, you can be a thumb thug. I don't care. Keyboard warriors is one thing. I'm like, no, warrior sounds too righteous and good.
I like that.
Like, you're a thumb thug, man. You sit up here trying to bully people on the internet. Like, man,
shame on you.
Can't rock, man. Go play in traffic. So, like, it's crazy, man. But we were just saying, like, your entire identity isn't based off of the internet, and we've gotten to that point now. We created the environment to where we can no longer exist analog-wise. Like, we have an entire world that doesn't exist via the internet that we are no longer tapped into. So it's like, bro, like, yo, put the phone down, go find something to do, be creative, meet people. I look at it as a whole, like, people, I hate the internet. Like, the internet is what you make out of it. It's a tool.
Honestly, I think the internet is so, and I know this is gonna sound stupid, but this is the best way I can explain it. And especially like Instagram, like, the internet is so small to me.
It is.
I know people be like, it's big. No, it's not.
It's not.
It's so small to me, and I take it in as much or as little as I want to, because we have that control, right? It's the problem is where people just kind of get where most people, they just get sucked into it, and like you said, they're wasting away all this other like awesome life that they have that's out here.
The real world, man.
And it's cool to be on it every now and then, like, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like sometimes because I'm constantly moving all the time. Anytime you ever see me post some like stuff on my social media, like stories, or it's because I've been sitting down for longer than 5 minutes.
For sure.
Which is most of the time when I'm at my work. But even then, sometimes my ADD, I'm like, I gotta go all around. I can't just stand up or sit down here for 2 hours is like my max. I'm like, I gotta go walk around. But even then, I got people calling me and I'm doing stuff on the computer. Like, there's times where I'm like, I just want to be by myself and be on my phone and in the corner, and I just want to be left the fuck alone. Because I, as an adult, where I'm at in my life with, my kid and everything else, I don't have that leisure to just sit on my phone and do that. And I would love that. But then I'm also like, I'm glad I don't have that leisure. There's times where I do and I take full advantage of it. But for the most part, I'm constantly I'm either taking myself somewhere, doing something with family, taking my kid somewhere, picking my kid up, something. And so usually it's like at the end of the day, I'm at night, I'm just like, but I also have the opposite on the weekends and stuff. I've noticed that here lately too. I'm like, I'm just not on the internet as much because I'm trying to enjoy just
life, man.
Life, you know what I'm saying? Even if that means just simply watching TV or watching a show, like
for sure.
I'm just trying to stay tapped into
different
my
stuff.
life.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Like, you gotta think influences are all over the place.
Yeah, they're not just. It's not just on like social media. Like, where else are you going?
So for me, it's easy for me to be like, all right, cool. I'm inspired by all things. So it's should be like, I love movies, I love music, I love TV, I read comics. I'm a nerd. I'm a bona fide nerd.
Hey, you're a cool ass nerd, dude, and I think you inspire a lot of people.
So
and you
I hope so.
You do.
I aspire to inspire. That's that's honestly my goal, is to inspire people. I aspire to inspire. So
my last question for you, and then we'll wrap this up, is where do you see yourself in like 10 years?
Man, traveling, doing what I love to do. Be that either photography, hopefully get into videography, soon to be tattooing.
Are you gonna be a tattoo artist?
I'm actually gonna be starting my apprenticeship this summer.
What?
Yeah.
I'm so excited.
So
I finally can have a tattoo friend.
yeah, so I'm gonna have connections with that. So
I'm so excited for you.
I wanna seriously man, impacting everybody, like everybody around me. I hope that I can use my gifts, because they're what they are, literally my gifts, to help everybody around me to be the best version of themselves. Because abundant life, I think, is crazy. Like, everybody wants to live abundantly, and I'm like, yeah, but you're only as good as the people that you help push at that way too. You can help people build it. There's something to them. It's up for them to take advantage of that. But if I can use anything in my power to help you, and you with this, or somebody else with their art, or just expressing themselves to be a better version of themselves, then I'm okay with that. I can literally get hit by a bus and walk away, and pass away and be like, oh, I lived a fulfilled life, and be able to fill my cup up.
I love that, man.
So
well, I'm really glad that you did this.
I'm glad I did it, because I'm getting out of my zone. I'm getting out of my little bubble.
Look at you, you do, but it's not I mean, you might stay in your bubble, but I feel like it's a big bubble, because people are always coming through to see you.
Yeah, so we'll see.
We're gonna do this again sometime.
For sure.
Deuces. Just stop? Okay. I got to stop.